Okay. Testing. Ugh. All right. Oh, Yunjin. Hello. Hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Oh, there we go. All right. I'm adjusting the volume just a little bit. Just so it doesn't sound too bad. I feel like my mic sounded a lot better last time I did it, but let's see. I wonder if. If I do that, I wonder if it'll make it sound better. It just sounds really weird. It sounds muffled a little bit, and I'm not sure why that is. Okay. Oh, I don't need this. This is fine. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, this is way too loud. I think this is way too loud. Hope. Oh. Let me just do this real quick so that I don't hear myself because I don't need to necessarily hear myself right now. Okay. Okay, that's not good. Turn that off. I think this is when. Okay. I knew that was gonna happen. Shreya, hello. Hello. Oh shoot. I can still hear myself. I need to turn that all the way off. Let me know if the audio is good. You don't hear me like saying things twice or anything. I was trying to do this yesterday. I was going to do a live stream yesterday, but I didn't mean to like put the live stream notification up that soon. But mama, mama, love you too, mama. Thank you so much. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you. Hey. Uh, well, now I'm very excited. Okay. I was excited. What is this? Start goal. Super chat and gift goals are now in the plus menu. Oh wow, you can set a goal. I'd only do this like for a fundraiser, like for Shiny Foundation donations or something. I don't know. I wouldn't do this for myself. Okay, can I get this off the screen now? Get inspired. Can I get this off the screen? How do I get this off the screen? No, I don't want to do this. No, I just wanted to see what it was gonna do. Host a Q&A session. No. Get inspired. No, I don't want any of the. Okay, there. Okay, go. Can we go back to the screen, please? Please, can we go back to the screen? Just let me go back to the screen, please. Let's see. How do I get out of this? How do I actually? You know what? Let me just, because I can see all your comments on StreamYard too. Okay, there we go. All right. I do need to find a way to get off of that screen though. That's annoying me. Just please just let me go. Get off of the screen. Antonio. Please. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll. There we go. Let's do that. That's better. There we go. There we go. Yes. Thanks again, Mama Moonlight. I appreciate that. All right. I'm gonna try my best. Yes, please like the live stream, everybody, and welcome. I'm not gonna be before you all too long because I don't feel all that great. I did a lot of exercising, a lot of cardio yesterday, and then I crashed. And then when I woke up, I felt like jelly, and I'm still recovering because that was a lot of stuff I did yesterday. I don't think I've ever pushed my body to the point where I feel like that. That was wild. But it's okay. I'm not going to be here too long. I do want to go over this with you guys, the BTS boycott the Grammys thing. I know a lot of people are talking about it, but I haven't really watched any coverage of it. I was thinking about watching it and saying, oh, there it is. I'll let them do it. But I kind of want to give my take as well because I think it is very interesting. But I'm waiting for people to come in. I don't want people to come in late and be like, what did I miss? What did I miss? So I'm giving people some time. Let's see. Again, please let me know if like you guys can hear me clearly. I want to make sure that everybody can hear me and that the sound doesn't sound too bad. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad. Okay. Let's just go here. Here we go. Okay. Yes, a little update as well. Oh. Sorry, I'm reading something. Sorry. I'm reading something. I've only just seen this. How did I'm surprised that this person actually found me. Interesting. I do still participate. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Yes, please. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. I don't want to wait too long because I do want to get into this, regardless if anybody shows up or not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this live stream and then I'm going to edit it to where we're strictly talking about this particular news. And that's how we're going to go. But I'm not going to wait too long because I do not want to like sit here and just waste a lot of time waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. So that would be a bad use of my time because I do want to do some other stuff today and I don't want to linger on this for too long. So let's try to get into this. First off, let me, I did something wrong. Let me go back. Okay. StreamYard. All right, let's go to, and by the way, I still don't understand why the font size is the way it is. I'm not too happy about the font of this thing, and I don't know how to change it. I don't even know if it's possible, but whatever. All right. So let's talk about this. Let me get my notes in front of me. Here we go. And let me make sure I have everything set up for sharing my screen. Okay. Well, definitely want to make sure I'm not going to share it yet. So I guess I should keep it brief history. Just make sure I have, I think it's Instagram. I'll check in later. We'll see. All right. Okay. One more second. Let me just do this real quick and then I'll get right on it. Okay. I think what I need to do is I need to put this, well, put this. Where is it? Is it this? Okay, cool. All right. Take this and I will shrink it. Here we go. Shrink it like this. And then there, that's what I'll do. Yep, that's how I'll do it. And then I'll just shrink this just a little bit like that. That way it doesn't get in the way. That should be enough. All right. I think that's good enough. I think. All right. Okay. All right. There we go. So if anybody comments, I'll see it pop up. Let me elongate this just a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. Okay, cool. All right. Now, I think I got everything set up. All right. Without any further ado, let's begin. I don't want to take up too much time. All right, so what we are going to be talking about, as you can see, is that BTS, boycotting the Grammys and the Grammys response. Now, initially, when I was going to do this, I was going to just strictly talk about BTS and the Grammys, like what they said. But recently, the Grammys made a response, and I'm going to tell you what I think about what BTS said and the response that the Grammys gave BTS. So the group, excuse me. So the K-pop group known as BTS had stated that it will boycott next year's Grammy Awards in an attempt I can't, let me do that over again. Oh my God. So the K-pop group known as BTS said that they will be boycotting next year's Grammy Awards in a what happened was they all posted the same message, basically. They all posted the same message, and that message was as follows. I'm going to read it to you guys right here. It says, this is what they said in the quote. Says, we decided not to submit our work to the Grammys this year. We've decided not to submit our work for this year's Grammy Awards. We hope music will be recognized and loved for what it is, rather than being divided by region or language. Thank you, as always, to Army and everyone who supports us. End quote. Now, so there is the category is like I think it's like new Asian pop category or something like that is what it's called. And that's what they're going to be implementing at next year's Grammy Awards. And if I'm being honest, I think it's stupid. The category of Asian pop is blatantly racist, in my humble opinion. BTS's album is pretty much English with Korean lyrics as well, but it's still pretty much English, more English than the average K-pop album. They made a category that basically, and I might need to close my door, but they made a category, right? That basically includes or excludes, should I say, BTS from being counted among the other artists and the main categories themselves. I don't think they deserve that for what they've done and what they've contributed to K-pop by, breaking the boundaries that divided West and East and building bridges, musically building a bridge that connects us all musically. Their music has done that. It's, in my opinion, a slap in the face to what BTS has accomplished, to put them in a category that isn't even a part of the main categories to win awards. So yeah, they're basically segregating music is what they're doing. They're segregating music by ethnicity and by region, which is what BTS had said. I don't think that there needs to be an Asian music award, like an Asian music category. Music, and I do agree. Now, some people might disagree with this because it's K-pop, but BTS is not simply a K-pop group anymore. They're a global group at this point. Like, they've pretty much established that. And their music, honestly, how do I say this? I honestly don't think that any K-pop group should be placed under a ethnic category. I don't think that it should be. I guess this all could go back to the conversation that I had a while back. I think it was maybe either the beginning of this year or last year, where I was talking about like taking the K out of K-pop when it comes to HYBE and what they were doing. Is it considered K-pop if the majority of the album is English lyrics? I think we had that conversation even on a live stream. I don't know if I could say for sure that just because BTS is singing in English, that it's not a K-pop album. Yes, Koreans are singing. So, it's still a K-pop album, but it's also, I think it's and in both. Just because they're Korean doesn't mean that if they're singing English, it should still be just a K-pop album. But going back to the topic at hand, so BTS is basically like not submitting any of their work, and I mean like the whole album Adidon is not going to be submitted for the Grammys, which is pretty big. Mind you, Adidon album is the most streamed album like this year. It's been the most streamed. So it's kind of big to not submit your work when it's done that well. But whilst we're on that topic, because it's not over, let me share my screen so that you guys can see it. Let's see, is this it? Is this the one? Give me 1 second so I can make sure I pull the right thing up here. Is it this one? Is this the one? Let me see. Okay, no, that's not the one that I'm looking for. That's not the one I'm looking for. I don't think that's the one I'm looking for. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me remove this. This is not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for the one I had before this. The one I had before this. Let me make sure I can find it. Oh, here it is. Duh. Doy. All right. Let me share my screen again. Let me remove this. Stop sharing. All right. Do it again. Share screen. Share screen and go here. All right. Bam. Now, we're not going to get into every little thing. I should have closed my door. We're not going to get into every little thing here. That's on this article, okay? We're just going to look at what was stated here. Okay, it's just going to do that. So we're going to look at what was stated here, right here. This is the response, okay? By Harvey Mason, I think is how you say it, Mason Jr. So we're gonna read this. This is the response as BTS had said that they're not going to submit their music. So the statement reads as follows. It says, I am saddened to hear that BTS has chosen not to participate in the Grammy Award, the awards process this year. But as a music creator, I understand, and yes, but as a music creator, I understand and respect their decision. End quote. That was his. That's what he said. Yeah. It reads on. It says, I do want to clarify something that seems to be getting lost in the conversation. The Asian pop category was created to celebrate the depth, diversity, and extraordinary growth of pop artistry coming out of Asia. Okay. The spirit of this new category is to shine a dedicated spotlight on these important artists. More categories mean more. Sorry, I lost my place for a minute. More categories mean more artists work. Oh God, let me read that again because I messed that up. More categories mean that more artists' work is recognized. It's never to divide, but to expand. Which that's not what this Asian category is giving me, though. Like, if that was your initial intent, maybe you should have talked to the BTS before doing this. Anyway, as it says, it's never to divide, but to expand who is recognized by our 15,000 Grammy voters. Also goes on to say, I also want to be very clear. Let me speak a little bit more directly into the mic. I also want to be very clear. Submitting music in a genre category such as Asian pop or jazz or country does not exclude an artist from also submitting and being considered in the general field categories, including record of the year, album of the year, and song of the year. He continued by saying those categories remain open to any eligible recording, regardless of genre. Recognition in a genre category and recognition in the general field are not mutually exclusive. An artist can absolutely pursue both. So I think this part kind of interests me the most, this part here. Because he's like, I want to be clear, submitting music in a genre category like Asian pop, for example, does not exclude an artist from all. Well, here's the thing. For those who that might say that BTS jumped the gun, yes, I could say you could say that they jumped the gun. However, when the Grammys put out something like, oh, we're going to have I'm trying not to use this term too much, but it is basically a segregated term, a segregated category, rather. Segregated category of Asian pop. The first thought that you have in your head is that they're doing this because K-pop is, a thing. And so they're going to put K-pop in this category of Asian pop, right? Your mind would go there. And there's no reason to believe that a person's mind would not rationally and reasonably go there first. Because that's what that sounds like. But then he's explaining it and saying that, oh, I didn't create that category with any bad intention, but it was supposed to be to expound upon the expansion and growth of pop right here. It's to, let me see if I can get it. The Asian pop category was created to celebrate the depth, diversity, and extraordinary growth of pop artistry coming out of Asia. Now, well, you don't have to make it exclusively Asian, though. Like, how about let's take this part out of Asia, like coming out of Asia. Scratch that off. Scratch this off too, because there shouldn't be a category like this, really. BTS or any other K-pop group, I honestly feel should be treated like music. Music is, and I understand BTS's point, because this is the point that I've been making too on my channel. Music is universal. It breaks the boundaries and limitations of race or ethnicity or cultural boundaries and things like that. And if that's true, and we hold that to be true, there is no reason whatsoever as to why you need an Asian pop category. I honestly don't think that's necessary. Include them, because he's like, well, even if you do submit your work and it falls under Asian category, the Asian pop category, that doesn't mean that it also excludes you from getting the main nominations like album of the year and artist of the year and all that. Okay, well then there's really, what you're saying is there's really no point in having this Asian pop category then. There doesn't need to be like, that's almost like, and I don't know if they've done this before. It's like adding a Latin pop category. I don't think that there's a necessary need for a Latin pop category. If the song or the album of that Latin solo artist or group reaches to a point where it's eligible for nomination on a wider scale, there's no need to create an individual segregated category strictly for that particular song or album based on the region of that album or the people that participated in it or the ethnicity of the people that participated in it. And so I think that's what BTS is trying to say by the statement that they made. That, let me go back to what I was reading. That here, this part, we hope, and I know you guys can't see this because I can't share my notes. My notes are right here in front of me. That we hope music will, hey, Jung Tae, welcome. But this part here where BTS says, we hope music will be recognized and loved for what it is, rather than being divided by region or language. That right there. And yeah, I mean, I think, in my opinion, that what the Asian pop category is doing is it is doing the opposite of that. It's saying it should be in a category of its own, which still excludes it, in my opinion, from everything else. That's almost like saying, if there was a movie created, let's talk about the Oscars or something, or like the Oscars or something like that. I think that's what it is, where the celebrities in Hollywood get together and win Oscars and all that stuff. Let's say a African producer creates an African movie, and this African movie does so well that it is eligible for nomination on a massive scale in the US. Hint, the Grammy Award. I mean, the Oscars, right? And so they create a category for this African film, and they say, we're going to create a category called like African, like best African film or something like that. And it's a category, okay? It's not like they're saying it's the best film. They're saying it's the best African film. And it's a nomination category. So there's other African films that will be in there. It's strictly for African, or strictly for, let's say, Latin America, or whatever the case. Asian is no different, right? He's saying now that if you submit it, it doesn't exclude. I don't think I need this anymore, to be perfectly honest. There we go. He's saying that it doesn't exclude BTS from the bigger mainstream nominations. But like, if that's the case, I'm not saying that you're wrong, sir. I'm just saying, if that's the case, why create that category at all? I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's needed. I don't think it's necessary. So I do have a problem with that aspect of this, that BTS is basically being segregated. They're being told, yeah, we know you're K-pop, but, and then the way he words it is he's trying to make it sound like something that it's actually not. And actually, the best way that I can describe this is, it's actually already been described. I'm going to share with you guys what someone had said about this on Instagram. So this right here is coming from, I'm guessing this is an army, if I'm Excuse me, guys. Let me close my door. I hear a lot of sounds in the background. Okay. All right. There we go. So that was quick. Xena Coda. Oh wait. Let me go back here real quick. That way I can highlight. There we go. There we go. There's Xena Coda from Universal Music. Has been a mouthpiece defending the Recording Academy, separate but equal category Asia pop performance. I just don't think they need a category like that. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's just kind of, it's just, we don't need that. We really don't need that. So, her tweet is a great example of gaslighting. Okay, hold. Let me go back to my thing real quick. Where am I at? There we go. And taking the offense in damage control. Yeah, no, that's what his response sounded like as well. Like it sounds like damage control. Like whoopsie, let's kind of like explain why we made this blatantly segregated category. Which I'm sorry, but there's no way you can explain that away. There are people that might actually believe that, but she's called BTS 3-line statement a smear campaign. What? A smear campaign? It's not though. It's not. That's wild. I mean, listen, they called you out. They called you out. BTS are not stupid. They've been in the Grammys before, so they know how this works. They know how this works. So this person kind of sums up what I'm trying to say, or what I'm trying to convey into words. They've kind of summed it up perfectly with this statement here. Kimberly says here in her, and I think this is her. I don't know. No, is this Seoul, South Korea? And okay, no, this is not her thing. She just commented underneath. So she says, in reading the Grammys response, even if they had the best of intentions, they are still accountable for the effects of that decision. It would have behooved them to consult with Asian artists to get their feedback on the idea before implementing it. She goes on to say, what I found equally upsetting is that their responses are communicating we meant well while simultaneously implying emotional blackmail, or employing emotional blackmail or victimhood. Yeah. They also lack the humility that I would have hoped for. They failed to see the full picture and did not fully put themselves in BTS or other Asian artists' shoes. Meaning well doesn't mean it didn't cause damage. So I think that was well said. I think that was well said. And it does kind of like reek of emotional blackmail, victimhood. They're trying to like say that BTS, like, let me clarify, because and then like what you just said, Jung Tae, about that one lady that's basically saying that BTS is trying to like you know, mess up stuff, which no, she's basically called fans ignorant. Yeah. The road to hell is lined with good intentions. The execution of this category was a disaster. Yeah, I agree. I don't think they should have done this at all. I really don't. I think this category it does not represent really what the Grammys is supposed to be. First of all, let me go back to, let me just give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen again with the other article. So, okay. He said, let me go back to what he said here. I do want to clarify something that seems to be getting lost in the conversation, which I mean, first of all, that's a suggesting that BTS knows what you're about to say, and they said what they said regardless, which I don't believe. It says the Asian pop category was created to celebrate the depth, diversity, and extraordinary growth of pop artistry coming out of Asia. You should never use the term diversity when you're basically making a category that segregates Asian music from every other music that's in the Grammys. And yes, whilst there is diversity in K-pop, there is a multiplicities of diversity in K-pop. It's still because K-pop is so westernized in its evolution and development over the decades that K-pop's been around. At this point, it sounds like our music, just in a Korean style. There's really no reason to make this category. And I would say that for BTS, for Stray Kids, for Twice, for Blackpink, for Monster X, if they ever, for TXT, for, I honestly think, and listen, I get it. K-pop is niche. It's niche. Okay. Fans, there's more younger fans than there are older people that would be interested in K-pop. Older people found out about K-pop when BTS hit. They didn't find out because they know about SHINee or Super Junior or Big Bang or all the older groups, BTOB or whatever. They don't know about all these ITZY or Red Velvet or Girls' Generation. They don't know about all these groups. FX. They don't know. They know from BTS. BTS is what their introduction to K-pop was. So I get it. It's niche. It's few and far between that people my age would be interested. I got into K-pop around 2010. 2010, that was basically the start for me. But there's not a lot of people my age or older that know about K-pop or are interested in K-pop. So it's pretty niche. And there was a video that I saw that I actually, I hate to agree with it, but I kind of do agree with it. That I think the premise of the video was basically that K-pop will never grow beyond what it already is. It will always be niche. I kind of agree with that. In terms of the West, it'll always be niche. And it won't expand beyond that. Like BTS won't be able to push it beyond what it's already pushed it to. And let me just say, that's a big deal considering how far BTS has pushed the envelope regarding K-pop being recognized in other parts of the world. BTS pushed it that far. But I don't think it'll ever not be niche. So I get that aspect. But regardless of that, BTS, just specifically BTS, this album has been the most streamed album. Like I said before, it's been the most streamed album of this year thus far. This album, Arirang. So I don't even know if you can say that BTS needed this Asian pop, because I don't know, it's like it's the category was, so I'm trying to put my thoughts into words here. So the category, it seems like, was designed to like pander to like K-pop fans, and specifically ARMY. Now, I do believe that in this Asian category, there was going to be like Stray Kids, ATs, maybe a girl group or two, a few other, groups, 17, Twice, but I don't know, Cat's Eye, who knows? But it does it need that category? Can't it just be like just a part of the actual Grammys itself? I just feel like when you make a category like that, like I said, that's almost like, okay, I'll put it this way. If Black people had a category, this might not be the right example. I'm gonna go with this example and see if it actually sticks. If Black people had a category specifically for them, I'm not talking about like hip hop or R&B, because white folks can do R&B just like Black folks can do R&B. White folks can do hip hop or rap just like Black folks can do hip hop or rap. So they can be in a category like that's not mutually exclusive to just Black people. But if you have a Black, let's just say Black music or Black pop or something like that, highlighting the diversity, quote unquote, and the, what does it say? Celebrate the depth and diversity and extraordinary growth of pop within the Black community. Let's just flip it for the black folks. Do you really think that Black people would not be a bit offended by this if you did this to Black people? Like, why are you trying to segregate a category, make a segregated category? Because I feel like the statement of, oh, well, let me clarify, it doesn't mean that if just because you submit your work and you're like of a different ethnicity, that automatically excludes you from being able to be nominated for all the big, nominations like Artist of the Year and Album of the Year and all that. Well, then, I mean, if that's the case, then why make it? Why make it? If BTS's album is the most streamed album, why make a category saying the most streamed K-pop? I'm saying, like, hypothetically, why make a category saying, oh, this is the most streamed K-pop category, most streamed K-pop song category or something like that, or album category? Why do that if it's the most streamed album, period? Like, take off the K-pop part, period. Like, wouldn't that be stupid? I think that'd be stupid, in my humble opinion. Let me take this down now. All right, there we go. Let me see if I can catch up with your comments, Jungtae. So the current CEO replaced D. Dugan, who called out RA corruption. This is the most This is the most identical to PR state. This is the most identical to the PR statement he wrote to The Weeknd. Yes, I actually saw people were making references to The Weeknd, and when he basically said that he wasn't going to submit his work either. Yeah, that's man. Same process repeating itself, i.e., Afro beats. Yeah, urban now Asian pop performance. Yeah, and not to lose. Let me see, to lose my train of thought. I did lose my train of thought. It's okay, but yeah, I agree with you on that. The RA have done this to black people is what you're trying to say. Yeah, black people as well. Gotcha. But it's just I don't like it though. It's you know, it's funny because Hollywood and all of these different uh facets of Hollywood, music industry or film or whatever the case. These people pretend like they are not racist. Then they do something like this. And when they're called out for it by the people to whom they're doing it to, they try to like do this PR thing, make a PR statement like this. That's what I think. That's what I think is happening here. And they're trying to basically say, "Oh, BTS, but you got it wrong. You're kind of characterizing us." First of all, BTS didn't even call y'all racist. They would just call out what like the behavior, like what you did when you made that category. They're not calling you anything. I'm calling you racist, but they didn't call you racist. But the fact that you like they felt to do that, to make a statement like a reply or a rebuttal or whatever, trying to clear their name, so to speak, is very telling. But you did. You put that there. You made that category. And I agree with the lady. Like maybe you should have consulted with Asian artists. Like what would they feel? And this is actually another thing I wanted to talk about as well. I don't know if Asian artists, if this had happened back in like the early 2000s, where a group pushed the boundaries of K-pop and it like branched off into the West and like it's become really popularized there. And this group did such a great job doing that they the Grammys would like scoop it up and say, "Hey, let's put you in the Grammys and get you a nomination or something." Like, do you think like this would have actually been fine for K-pop back in the day? They would have settled with this. They would have settled with an Asian pop category. I believe they would have settled because hey, we'll take what we can get. However, we are living in a time now where that sort of thing is like called out for what it is and seen for what it is. That's basically you segregating a group of people based on ethnicity and a region and language, mind you, which is kind of dumb considering BTS of all groups is the most English K-pop group that we've had. The majority of their recent works have been done in English predominantly. Even this album has a lot more English in it. There's Korean in it too, but there's more English in it than the typical K-pop album in and of itself. There's no reason why there should even be a problem here. Like there should be no reason why you need to make a category. Maybe they made the category to, because I guess because BTS, even though they're like the main group that sings predominantly English, other K-pop groups don't do that. and so they're trying to give K-pop a spotlight in the Grammys, but it still feels like it's pushed off to the side, and it's like it's kind of like a sideline type thing, and I don't like it. I don't like that. I don't think it should be like. I think K-pop should be respected for what it is. I think K-pop should be seen, and this is my thing that I've been saying, like with people that have been saying, "Oh, K-pop is stolen. It's all stolen music anyway. It's black music that's been stolen and repackaged into, you know, into like Korean style with Korean rap lyrics and Korean vocals and all that. And that's all it is. It's hip hop and R&B and soul and all that. That's what it is." And I'm just like, no, no, no. Music does not have those labels attached to it. Music is universal. Music breaks those boundaries. So why are you now confining music to something that it was never supposed to be? So now you're being a hypocrite, because out of one side of your mouth, you say music is universal and it breaks the boundaries. Then out of the other side of your mouth, you say that it doesn't break the boundaries, because you're saying that, K-pop is just black music that's stolen and repackaged. Well, then there's no such thing as a diversity of music or other ethnicities taking inspiration. Like, inspiration does not exist anymore. If you have that thought process, inspiration does not exist anymore. It is replaced with it's stolen. It's not inspired by or influenced by, it's stolen. Not to get on that tangent, but that's what it kind of gives. Sorry, y'all. I feel many Asian labels will now rush to submit to this category. And that's the sad part, though. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's where I'm going with this. Like, Jungtae, that's where I'm going with this. Is that, like, the sad part is any opportunity that a company gets to be a part of the Grammys, they will take it regardless. And I'm just like, no. Back in the early 2000s, if this had happened, Koreans would not have stood up for themselves. They would have just rolled over and said, "Okay, we have a category. We're in, guys. Asian pop, we're in." But Asian pop or K-pop or whatever, it's not just K-pop. K-pop is a multiplicity of different genres from other parts of the world. There's so much. That's why I love K-pop so much. It does things that other genres don't do. Other genres maintain what they are. They have a sound. That sound can be hybridized, of course, but ultimately it has a sound. K-pop is a multiplicity of different genres combined and combined and combined and layered and layered and layered, which makes music its most creative when you don't limit yourself to a label of a genre. That's what K-pop does. Yes, the genre is called K-pop, but the genre of K-pop in its essence is a melting pot of music. And I don't think that can be categorized. I don't think that can be categorized into this one little category of Asian pop. It just sounds really, it's almost like it's them trying to say we're giving you guys a shot without really legitimizing you guys. We're giving you guys a shot to be a part of the Grammys, but we're not legitimizing you guys as a group that to be taken seriously enough to not have your own exclusive segregated segregated what's the word I'm trying to find category. That's kind of how I see this. And yes, I do feel like many Asian labels would just jump on this, even today, just to get their foot in the door of the Grammys. And I don't think that they should do that at all. Asian music is not a sorry, Asian. Let me read it from here because I cannot see. It's too small. Like I said, I don't know what happened to this font. This whole font is off, and I don't like it. I cannot blow this up. I can. Oh, but that's not what I meant. No. I can't blow. I can't blow this up to where I want it to be. So the font just remains what it is, and I don't like that. But let me read your comment. That Asian music is not a monolith. Many different sorry, I think I misunderstood the comment because of the there's no period. I think I know what you're saying though. Asian music is not a monolith. Many different genres. This category this category gives an opening on the side door. Yep. But shuts the main door. Yes. Exactly. This category kind of like tells, it kind of, and I I hate to do this, but I have to. Back in the Jim Crow days, Black folks were not allowed into like the main entrance of a restaurant that was like a white-owned restaurant. They have to go, through a way that you normally don't come in. And that's kind of how this feels. And I hate to put it in those terms to make it a comparable thing to that, but that's kind of how this sounds to me. Sad but good example. Yeah, it's the best example I can give. It just feels like they said, "Oh yeah, we know that you guys this black R&B group, we know that you guys are like the sole reason why everybody's here. But you got to come in through the back door through the kitchen." Whilst everybody and I'm not saying that BTS are quote unquote the guest of honor, but they are a guest of honor among other guests of honor. So they should be seen as equal, right? When a guest of honor comes, everyone lines up to the red carpet to see the group. But hypothetically, it feels like the cameras are all, all the camera crew and all the press are at the at the red carpet waiting for the limo for BTS to, BTS's limo to pull up, only to find out, oh yeah, they're gonna be coming through the back door, through the kitchen area to get to the award show. It's like that's how it feels. Like we gave you guys a category called Asian pop, so you come in through the side door, but you can't come in through the main entrance. But then this guy is trying to like correct himself and the Grammys by saying, "Oh, well, just because you submit your work to this particular segregated category does not mean that you won't be able to be nominated for one of the main categories." So you see, problem solved. Well, no, the problem's not solved because you still have that category. The category is actually the reason why you have to over explain all this. And I don't believe that they were going to actually have it to where they could win some. Hey, listen, it could be true that they would have still been nominated for another, category or whatever. But if that's the case, again, why make this Asian pop category to begin with? If that's the case, they may as well just stay in Korea and just wait for the Mama Awards. If you want an all Asian thing, just stay at the Mama Awards. Why America? We're supposed to be a little bit better than that. And that's why I say these people put on a facade. they only see ethnicity and color. They don't see like actual work. It's based on region, where they're from, based on their ethnicity as Koreans. So they're trying to gaslight us into, they're not trying, it's not just gaslighting BTS. They're trying to gaslight us into believing that what they did is not actually what they did and that BTS got it wrong. That's what they're trying to do. And ultimately that's the Grammys downfall right there, is that they think we're stupid. They think we're stupid and that we don't see what we're clearly seeing. Not only that, but it also is kind of saying that ARMY are stupid. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whoopsie. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, there we go. Woo, I don't know what I clicked. Exactly. Asians can get Asian awards at home. Exactly. Hi Boy translated and a Chilean, I think that's how you say it, a Chilean musical journalist article. Quote, Grammy listen with Grammy listen with passports, end quote. People listen with headphones. Yeah, that's basically that's what it feels like. They listen with passports. They don't really follow BTS. And you know, like I said, I don't think that BTS or any K-pop group will be treated as respected as they should be. I feel like, I don't know, am I being too cynical if I say this? Why do I feel like K-pop groups in America are treated like, how do I word this without sounding terrible? Like they're treated like entertainment of a different kind. It's treated like it's not taken seriously as say the artists that we have here in the West or even in the UK. It's not like K-pop is not treated seriously here. I think you are not cynical, just realistic. I was about to say, well, the reason why I said I was going to sound cynical and I didn't want to be at the risk of sounding cynical if I said that K-pop is treated like minstrel shows. I did. I didn't want to say that because it sounded very cynical. It really does. Like, I don't know if I could ever truly form like I did. I know I just said it, but I'm saying that's what I was going to say. I don't know if I could ever have my mouth form that word and form that into a sentence and actually believe that all of America treats it, because it's not all of America that treats K-pop like that. But as far as like the public and like lay people, when it comes to lay people that don't know anything about K-pop, whether it's a news outlet that's saying, oh yes, BTS are going to be taking a long vacation for about a couple years because they're going to be doing military service, like one of the biggest K-pop groups. You guys don't really know anything about BTS or K-pop in general. All you know about K-pop is BTS. And a lot of people, that's why a lot of people like I think James Corden and some other people have gotten into some trouble with K-pop fans because they talk about BTS or they talk about K-pop as if it's just some, I don't know, random happening. It's not like anything on the level of Western artistry. And I talk a lot about how, actually, no, that is another thing I'm going to be saying too. I didn't get the notification Curse you too. Yeah, I know. Sometimes the notification doesn't work, which sucks. Normally live streams on YouTube don't get pushed that often anyway. They don't get pushed very, very much. Videos do way better than live streams ever do. But I think it kind of depends on the channel as well. If your channel has been created based on videos and not live streams, then yeah, live streams are not going to work well. But if your channel is like a channel that does live streams predominantly, then, hope you aren't ending soon. No, not yet. Because I think I have one more thing that I want to talk about, and I do want to make sure I put it in my notes before I forget it. That I wanted to say. Oh, see, I think I might have lost my. No, I'm not ending yet. I'm not ending yet. This was the main topic today. I told you guys when I do live streams now, I'm going to do topics. And so, because I think that live streams really do go a lot smoother, and they make for like more content. I can actually edit this video or this live stream into a video and then put it out as a video. Like take clips of my live stream and then make it into a video. I think that's great. That's more that can be content that I don't have to think about or work on. It might not be worded as well as my videos, because I do word my videos very well. I don't know why, but it just kind of happens to be like that. I like this new format. Me too, Riker. Me too. I like this new format. This is how I think all my live streams should go. Formatted like this. Have a topic, stay on the top. If I present a topic, and also StreamYards kind of helps, because like again, I can like show you guys what I'm talking about, right? So it's like you're following along with me now. Whereas I had topics on Prism Live, but it would get derailed by either myself or somebody else, Riker, and we would get off topic. So I think StreamYards kind of helps us follow along well. And by the way, I'm joking when I blame Riker for everything, because I actually got to blame myself a lot too. I have a short attention span. It's one of the biggest problems I've ever had since I was a kid. So even when I'm talking about stuff, I have a short attention span. So yeah, that's my issue as well. I emailed Moonlight to remind him to contact. Oh, thank you for telling me you emailed me, because I've been looking for you guys' emails, and I have so many emails from different stuff that I can't pinpoint them. So if you like tell me what name to like type in my Gmail, I'll type it and I can find your email. Thank you for saying that. Actually, that's one of the things I meant to talk about on here. So thank you for that. Also, was there a problem with your audio yesterday? I saw you tried going live. Yes. My audio was having some issues. I was trying to connect to my audio. It's funny. The last time I did a live stream, when I was talking about the Confederate flag, which I'm still working on that video, so give me some time. The last time I did that live stream, I could hear my mic without the earphones or the headphones. I could hear my mic clearly. Of course, the music came in, and I turned on the music to be funny, but I didn't know that I didn't turn it off, and so the music was playing for hours and hours. But before that, I could hear the mic, which is a rare thing. So I don't know if that was a problem on my mic's end. Was that not supposed to happen? I don't even know how I did that, but I kind of liked it because I could hear it without the earphones. It was really, really nice. Really, I would say it was crisp, in my opinion. It actually sounded more crisp than how it sounds now. That's what I was trying to do yesterday was trying to get my mic situated, and it didn't work out well. Didn't work out well. My first time here. Hey, welcome. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. But yes, I was trying to live stream yesterday. It didn't work out well. So I deleted the live. It was yeah, I deleted the live. So I said, well, let me do it today. Let me try to do it today and get that going. But yeah, I think going back to this BTS thing, I honestly think that it was the right call for them to pull out. No problem. No problem. Everybody's welcome here. I honestly think it was the right call for them to pull out of this and to not participate, because maybe, and you know what, Jungtae, to what you said, like some of the companies might actually submit, you know, their groups or whatever into that Asian category. I hope that they follow BTS's example and not do it, because honestly, I feel like it's just a trap. And again, one of the things that really gets on my nerves with the response that the Grammys gave BTS, and basically by extension gave to ARMY and other fans of BTS as well in K-pop, is that they were trying to gaslight us into believing something that is not true. Like, no, we saw what you guys did. BTS also saw it, and they responded in kind. And now you're making this statement to like clear your name or try to, you know, gaslight everybody into believing that, oh, no, we didn't make this category for what you guys think it is. No, it's not what we think it is. It's what we know you guys made it for. Nobody wants that category. And again, I think in the early 2000s, SM Entertainment or YG or JYP would have jumped at the chance to put their main artists in that Asian pop category. But now that's not going to slide. Nobody wants to be treated like they're getting, like you said, Jungtae, the side door treatment. Oh shoot, I keep pressing the wrong thing. I need to stop doing that. There we go. Wait, what was the reason they pulled out? I haven't actually researched this. So basically what happened was the Grammys created a new category called Asian pop category, and BTS wasn't feeling that. So they were like, no, we're not going to participate in next year's Grammys, because we want music to be seen for what it is and not to be basically divided or separated by you know, region or language or whatever. Right? Music should be respected and loved for what it is. Oh, just wait. Oh wait, let me. Oh, just wait. Some of them want the Grammys no matter what. Yeah, that's my feeling as well. I think no matter, like, even if BTS pulls out, there are other companies and other groups that are going to want to be a part of it, just to say that we won something at the Grammys. But all you're doing is winning a token award. And I hate to say that, but that's what it feels like. They're just going to win a token Asian award. They're not being counted among the rest of the Grammys, of the Grammy nominees. They're not. They're segregated. I don't like it. But I guess some of these companies will probably be like, well, we'll take what we can get. And I don't think that's the mentality that Asians should have. They should stand up for themselves. And I just remembered what I was going to say. Let me hold on 1 second. Let me put this in my notes real quick. Let me just write this down real quick, because I am going to be talking about this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And this other topic, I'm not shoehorning this in just to like brag on myself or to get brownie points or anything like that. This is just what I've seen, and what this is. I don't. First of all, it's subjective. I'm not going to get to it yet, but it's subjective. Okay. I don't think I'm the only person that's done this, but I believe that I'm one of the only people that have. And I'm probably one of the loudest people that have. You'll find out when I talk about it. You will find out in K2. All right. There we go. I have it. All right, cool. Riker says, why do they need to segregate music? Why can't K-pop artists just be in the same category as everyone else? And let me actually, you know what? I'm glad you said. Let me pull up the statement and let me go to the actual thing, because I can't see. Okay, here we go. The guy said, this guy here, Harvey Mason, had said that is this the one? Is this it right here? This part right here? I think this is it. Let me make sure. He said something. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read the whole thing, because Riker, you weren't here for this, so I'm going to read the whole thing so you can get the full context. So this is actually, let me start over. Let me start with BTS. I don't mind starting over. It's fine. I'm not going to have all this in the video anyway. So, because I don't know, Riker, I don't know if you've seen the actual statement that BTS made. But I'm gonna, and that's for everybody that just came in. I'll read it again, and then I'll read the other statement. Go to my notes. I've seen nothing. Okay. All right, I got you. I got you, brother. All right, so BTS had posted on Instagram that they are not going to be submitting the Audidong album, not even just a song, but the Audidong album in its entirety. They're not going to be submitting it for next year's Grammys. And they all said it by basically saying the same thing on all of their Instagram accounts. They all had Instagram, what do you call it, reels or whatever, where they said, quote, we've decided not to submit our work to the Grammys this year. We've decided not to submit our work for this year's Grammy Awards. We hope music will be recognized and loved for what it is, rather than being divided by region or language. Thank you, as always, to Army and everyone who supports us. So that's what they said on Instagram. And the reply by the Grammys was what this guy says here, Harvey Mason Jr. So he said, I know for BTS to not yes, a token award. That's basically that Asian pop is token, and BTS are not stupid, nor are we. We all know it's token. But they're trying to make it seem like it's not. So this was his reply, his response to what BTS wrote. Said, I am saddened to hear that BTS has chosen not to participate in the Grammy awards process this year. But as a music creator, I understand and respect their decision. Mason said, I do want to clarify something that seems to be getting lost in the conversation. The Asian pop category was created to celebrate the depth, diversity, and extraordinary growth of pop artistry coming out of Asia. The spirit of this new category is to shine a dedicated spotlight on these important artists. More categories mean more artists' work is recognized. Okay, whatever. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. More categories means more artists' works are recognized. You mean more artists' works that are not from America. That's token. That's tokenism. It's never to divide, but oh God, it's never to divide, but to expand who is recognized by our 15,000 Grammy voters. Goes on to say, I also want to be clear. There we go. I also want to be clear, very clear. Submitting music into a, sorry, I didn't read that right. Submitting music in a genre category, such as Asian pop or jazz or country, does not exclude an artist from also submitting and being considered in the general field categories, including Record of the Year, Album of the Year, and Song of the Year. He continued by saying those categories remain open to any eligible recording, regardless of genre. Says recognition in a genre category and recognition in the general field are not mutually exclusive. An artist can absolutely pursue both. Yeah, but then again, why was this necessary? Why all this talk? You know, you wouldn't have to go and over explain all this if you just never made the category in the first place. Now, listen, if I wanted to play devil's advocate, I could say, well, yeah, that's true. You know, country artists can be nominated for the best country album and the best album of the year. But that still doesn't work well because country is a genre, not an ethnic group. I wish you guys could see my face as I'm bug-eyeing. Country music, let me go back to my thing. Country music is a genre. You can have the best R&B song or the best R&B album and then get also nominated or even win best album of the year. But that's not based on ethnicity or region. That's based on genre. This is based on ethnicity and genre, the Asian pop. I apologize for my dog. I apologize for my dog. I don't know if I'm going to be able to edit his barks out of this video. The video probably won't even be that long anyway. I kind of just repeated everything that I read anyway at the beginning of the live stream. So it's all good. I don't have to rehash all that twice. But yeah, that's you know, it sucks that we're even having this conversation, but this is where we are now. And you know, I don't know why anybody in their right mind would fault BTS for pulling out of this. Because it's clear it's not virtue signaling, it's not, oh, it's an injustice. No. They literally created a segregated category for just Koreans or Asians in general. Like you could add Japanese pop to it, you could add Thai pop, you could add Mando pop, you could add any slice of Asian pop that you want because it's called Asian pop. So the nominees might not even just be strictly K-pop, might be Chinese, might be Thai, might be whatever, Japanese, because I heard that J-pop is actually up on the up and up. Excuse me. So, but it's just what I don't like it because you're basically taking a group of of people, lumping them together and saying, let's push them to the side here and we'll have their own thing. Right there. Right there. There you go. And just kind of like giving them a cookie and patting them on the head and sending them on their way. That's basically kind of how it feels. Here's your little nomination. Here's your little category. There you go. Take your cookie. Good boy. Good girl. All right, go to the side. There we go. Like that's kind of how it feels. And I don't like that. And like I said, if black people got this treatment, there would be outrage. It's racist. It's a racist. You know, they would be the main folks outraging about that. So why do you think it's okay to do it to Asian people? That's not okay. Not okay. And it also kind of gives credence. It also kind of gives credence to the people who have that mindset of, well, it's fine with me because Korean music is just black music that's stolen and repackaged anyway. So why do they even need to get special treatment in the first place? You know what I mean? Why do they need to get to be counted among all of the other, genres of categories and stuff? They don't need to be. And Jungtae, you brought up a good way to sum it up. Separate but equal. And it's not really separate but equal. It's separate and less than. It's separate and viewed as less. It's not separate and like gaslighting us to make it seem like it's equal, but it's not, basically. Sorry, let me read your comments because I'm behind on comments here. Let me show you. So basically Grammys is let me read it from here. I don't know why I keep doing that. So basically Grammys is exhibiting bigotry of low expectations. Yes, that is what is happening. Bigotry of low expectations. And which is dumb considering, again, the thing is, this is because people are like saying, oh, BTS, this is a big thing about, like, for BTS. This is not just a BTS issue. This is a broader issue within how the West perceives K-pop. They don't think it's that big of a deal. They don't think it's worthy of being compared to or placed on the same level as our Western styles of music. It does not. It's just a side hustle. It's just a side piece. It's just a notch on the belt to these people. They don't really respect K-pop like that. And so I just feel like that statement again, saying that, oh, well, we made this category to showcase the diversity and the evolution of pop in Asia, and it's to show our love and respect and appreciation for pop, for Asian pop. But it's like, that's not what you did this for, bro. And y'all know how I am. I'm usually the one that says we should take these people's word for what they say. I do not believe these people when they say that. I'm sorry, I can't. Because again, what you did and what you're saying are two different things. They're diametrically opposed. You created a genre called Asian pop. Now you're saying, oh, but it's to celebrate pop music in Asia. Well, what about celebrating it for being music? Music in general. Music has no ethnicity attached. I don't care if it's a Latin song. I don't care if it's opera, because opera, they have their own little like language, and I can't quite recall what language they use for opera, but they have all kinds of music. They have Celtic music. They have all kinds. I don't care about the language that they're speaking. If the song is doing something, breaking boundaries, causing divides to no longer be a thing, bringing people together, saying, man, this is a good song. Like, I want to dance to this song. It doesn't have to be in English for people to feel that. No, it doesn't. But because it's in English, because it's in Korean, and because it's Koreans singing it because they're from Korea, we're going to make a genre dedicated to just them. That's just their little thing. And then now you want to say, well, it doesn't mean that you're excluded from, submitting your work to all the mainstream type categories. Well, then why make a point? Then it's a pointless, useless category then. It's a pointless, useless category. That's all I can say. It's pointless and useless. There is no need to make a category like this. If they can submit their work to all the mainstream categories in the Grammys, then this Asian pop category is useless. It means nothing except a token category where Asians can walk up and get nominated and walk up and receive their token award and then go sit back down. And sure, you might have BTS perform, but I would feel kind of weird performing for, a Grammy organization that kind of disrespects me and throws me to the side. It is disrespectful. It really is. I think it's very disrespectful. Anyway, let me read on. I've seen nothing. Oh yeah, okay. Good for BTS. Not expecting a token award, not accepting a token award. Yeah, exactly. And look, who's to say that I do believe they would have won it, because like I said, their album was the most streamed album of the year. So I believe they would have won it anyway. But like, what's the point in getting a nomination in something so obviously racist as the Asian pop? And it's funny because in another sense, I think that the people that say, oh, K-pop is just black music that's stolen and repackaged, they might actually not like that it's called Asian pop. They'll probably say, no, you shouldn't have named it Asian pop because it's not Asian pop. It's black music. Stolen. Anyway, since BTS won't be submitting their music, this is the only chance for the other groups, especially because they stand little to no chance of winning the major. Yep, and I just said it too. BTS would have definitely taken that award, no doubt. It would be no competition. So BTS pulling out kind of gives other groups the chance, like a fighting chance, an actual competition. But again, this category is dumb. It's dumb. The Asian category is basically their only chance at winning. Yet they should all be standing with BTS and boycotting. Yes, I agree with that. Honestly, if you listen, that what better way of saying that let me clean it up. What better way of saying we refuse to be token, ethnicity within your little political theater or musical theater, rather. We refuse to be just handed an Asian token award, showing up for this little Asian award. Because, okay, let's be honest. Here's the funny part. The guy says that, oh, well, just because, and I'm going over this again because I found out something else came to my mind. He said, yeah, just because there's a Asian pop category doesn't mean that you can't submit your other, like your art, your work or whatever to the other genres. Okay, well, let's be honest here. What are the chances that Stray Kids or ATs or whatever other group there is, what are the chances of those groups actually winning? What does that sound? It's weird. What are the chances of those groups actually winning that nomination? Oh, that must be you. That must be this thing. Even if they submit their works, what are the chances of them winning? Slim to none. Slim to none. They wouldn't win. Not up against the artists that all the Americans know more than K-pop. So yeah, you can. Yeah, he's right. You probably can submit all of your stuff, even to the main ones, but you're not really gonna win them. Unless you're BTS, you might not win them. So I think BTS doing this was not just for themselves. It was for all of K-pop to say, look, do not take the bait. Do not just settle for being token artists. Demand the respect that you deserve and take nothing less. And that's the powerful message that this boycott gives me. And I hope that the other groups follow suit. I really do. But you are literally dividing them by their race. So how is it not a divide by definition? Right. It's oxymoronic to say that we didn't do this to divide you guys, but it is. It's in the name, Asian pop. If it was just pop, I mean, that's a genre. Asian is you added the ethnicity or the cultural area, right? The locale to the genre, which by definition is dividing by ethnicity and by region, thereby making it racist. And they don't realize it. They don't realize that that's racist, which is very interesting to me. Why are we segregating awards by race in 2026? I don't know. I wish I knew. Why could they just name the category like best K-pop album? Yeah, see, and K-pop's a genre. Mind you, it's Korean pop, obviously. But it is a genre. Best K-pop album. That at least I could understand. Yeah. Opera is Italian. Okay, that makes sense. Also German and French. Ah. Oh. Heck, I typically prefer K-pop. Sorry, I'm talking off the mic. I didn't mean to do that. Maybe I should move the mic closer to me. Heck, I prefer K-pop songs that are sung, sorry, in mostly Korean. Yeah. But see, if they did that, then they wouldn't be able to. Oh well, actually, you know what? I take that back. They probably wouldn't be able to like insert their album for like nomination for any of the main categories if their album is predominantly Korean. But they'd still probably have a fighting chance in the Asian pop category, right? Which is, again, very racist. There's also Chinese opera. Oh, wow. Yes, you're right. There is Chinese opera. That's right. That's right, Jungtae. Yeah, K-pop is growing, but yeah, K-pop is growing, but they stand no chance yet. they stand no chance yet against Sabrina Carpenter's or Taylor Swift's. Or yes, that's true. Oh, the Taylor Swift's of the Grammy. Yeah, they don't. And like I said, K-pop is niche. Not everybody and their mama knows or even likes K-pop. And a lot of these people in the West, the first time they ever heard the word K-pop was when it was associated with BTS. Other than that, they couldn't tell you the first K-pop group, let alone what generation of K-pop we're in right now and what generation some of these other groups were in. They couldn't tell you. They don't know. All they know is BTS. Oh, when you think of K-pop, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Oh, BTS. They don't know. That's all they know. So I don't think that K-pop is going to ever be able to break that glass ceiling. I would love for it to. But I just don't see it. I think BTS might have pushed K-pop as far as it can go. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. I do. I really want to be wrong. I want K-pop to become even more popular, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I just don't. I don't have the confidence in the West to embrace K-pop like you and I do. Watch the watch the Scammies nomination. An Asian album or group in sorry, let me read that again. I think I'm getting my eyes are getting tired. Watch the Scammies watch the Scammies nominate an Asian album or group in a main category just to spite K-pop BTS. Sorry. Oh, I can't read today. I think my eyes are like, I do not want to read NMO. I could see them do some shade. I can see them doing some shady or underhanded, something shady or underhanded to prove a point. Yeah, I Grammys are petty. I listen. One thing I have learned about the Grammys is that it is petty. Anyone outside of the normal Grammy space can tell you that, or even inside the Grammy space. Gotta go to work. Have a good evening, you beautiful people. Thank you, Jung Tae, for stopping by. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good day at work. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's sad. But ultimately, I think BTS made the right call, and I hope that other groups can follow suit and not just settle and say, well, we'll just take what we can get. No, never do that. Because once you roll over once, the West will just assume that you're okay with being rolled over, and they'll do it again and again and again. Never do that. Which brings me to my next topic, my last topic of today. After I read this comment, I haven't watched any Western award show for 10 years. So this is easy boycott for me. Neither have I, to be honest. I haven't watched. My sister watches it. I don't really care about them. I think they're crap anyway. And that goes for the Oscars too. I think it's absolute crap. It's garbage. My last topic of the day. Let me just get my notes up here. I actually am going to, I think I'm saying this in a video as well, because I have already pre-recorded a video, audio wise, but I'm going to turn it into a video very soon. Possibly after I do this this one about the flag. Yeah. Which I did spoof up the audio and renewed some of the audio so that you guys can get a better You know, because the music did mess up the last live stream for sure. So I did correct that mistake. I hope that I did well, and I even closed the video properly this time as well. So I think you guys are gonna find that video that I took editing the live stream on the Confederate flag very helpful and educational, and hopefully you guys can understand the nuance and the issues surrounding the Confederate flag. So anyway, that said, let me move on to my next topic. So on the lines of what I had said not too long ago, that I don't think that Asians should be doormats for the West. And like I said, I've said this on a video that I'm already going to be working on soon, but I want to say this right here and right now. I think that I might have been, I don't think I'm the only one, but I think that I'm one of the main people in KTube that have advocated and defended Korea from the West and how they believe and think, especially when it comes to Black K-pop stans imposing their grievance upon Asian people. I think I've been the biggest advocate for the Korean people or Japanese, even Japanese people. I don't say Japanese by name. I don't say Chinese by name. I don't. Now, here's the thing. Let me just, this is a side note. China, and I'm trying to be nice. China is, and I'm not saying that all of China, let me preface, I'm not saying all of China. When I say China, I'm saying like it is more widely accepted that China is racist. I'm not saying all of China is, but if China's more racist than Korea or Japan or anything like that. Okay, they're so racist, and I like I said, I'm not talking about all of China, because there are clearly Chinese people that actually love Black folks. Okay, but not all of China is like that. Okay, because China is like that. It's like that to the point where Disney, and I said this before, Disney had to make the Black Panther promotional poster, advertisement poster. They had to make T'Challa wear the Black Panther mask so that the Chinese people don't see his face. The Star Wars poster, the Force Awakens, they shrunk Finn. They shrunk the Black character Finn down to like a very, very little miniature Finn. In the American poster, he's big. In the Chinese poster, he's little. Because they didn't want people to see that Finn was, I don't know. It's false advertisement, because if they go and watch the movie, they're gonna see Finn. So what are you advertising for like this for? Anyway, that's a side note. But that said, this raises towards foreigners, especially Black people. Yes, they are. That's true. It's true. I'm not even trying to be nasty towards Chinese people. It's just true. Again, that's not to say that all Chinese people are racist, but China, there is a large like demographic of racism against foreigners, especially Blacks. And Disney knows that. That's why they keep pandering to their racism by shrinking or making the posters of promotional material that Disney has, try to make it like so it's not showing Black people. It's dumb. It's just dumb stuff. So anyway, like I said, that's a side note. The main thing I'm trying to say is that I've been the biggest advocate for Koreans and any Asian that wears a do-rag or dreads or cornrows and are wrongfully called racist or cultural appropriating because they are inspired or influenced by Black culture in some aspect or another. And I've said this before, it is not simply the wearing of said piece of clothing or hairstyle, that automatically means that you are a cultural appropriating bigot. That's not what makes you racist. It is what you are. It is what is it's who what's your personality. Well, how do I say this? It's the way you portray yourself while wearing. And when I say portray, I mean it. Well, I'll put it this way: it's twofold. It's the way you portray yourself, but the way you portray yourself based upon what is a fact about you. And the only way we would know that it's a fact that you're racist is if we talked to you and you told us that you are, or that you don't respect Black people like you do. And listen, there are people out there in Asia, in the Asian world, that are like that. Okay? That's not a dismissal of that. There are people like that. But to lump the ones that do wear but are not like that with the ones that do wear and are is not, it's a false equivalence. You can't do that. And so I've been the biggest advocate, I believe, for Koreans to not be beat down and bullied by Black K-pop stans or Black people in general, who, if an Asian says that their personal preference is a bright-skinned woman, they're automatically vilified and called racist or colorist. Oh, it's, you know, it's because of colorism, because of your homogenous society. And that might not even be the case. Both can be true at once. Yes, exactly, Riker. Let me go back to my comments, because yeah, both can be true at once. That's true. Exactly. You can be racist and wearing, or you can be not racist but wearing. Because I like I said, I have a video that I'm going to be making talking about this. I'm going to share some of it with you guys here, though. So whoever watches the live stream, you're going to get a sneak preview, basically. There are people in Asia, if you talk to them, and that's one of the biggest issues that we have. My problem with K-tubers, my problem with, and I'm not talking about all K-tubers, but the K-tubers that espouse the same beliefs as people that say Black music is K-pop is just Black music that's stolen by Koreans and repackaged, and Black people are still penalized and marginalized and disrespected by Asian people wearing do-rags and all that. My feeling is this, and I always believe this: if you could just talk to these people and go around and ask them, hey, I see that you're wearing this, or you're wearing this hairstyle or that piece of clothing. Cough, cough, cough. K-pop spike. My thing is, go around and ask people, talk. This is why I'm telling you guys. So I'm sorry, and I know that I've been like overdoing this. Maybe every live stream or every video is like this. Baby, Tell Me Where the Line Is series. Part 3 is going to come out soon. And I'm not even joking. Part 3, and I think I'm part 4 as well. Baby, Tell Me Where the Line Is. Why? Because I am so passionate about this that I really want to just fly to Korea. If someone funded me, I would fly to Korea, and I would get a mic, and I would hold it in my hand, and I would stare in front of a camera and say, guys, this is Moonlight Antonio, and this is a long time coming, but I told you guys, we've got to have a conversation, and we've got to talk to Koreans and ask them why they're wearing. You cannot just say you're racist, you're cultural appropriating bigot, because you wore, or because you rap, quote unquote, like a Black person, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Black people invented rap. A lot of Asians that rap are inspired by Black artists because they're the originators, Black and Latino artists. They created rap in the hip hop genre in the West. Yes, of course they're gonna rap like black people. That's who they got it from. Duh. But anyway, but apparently that's frowned upon too. So that's a side note as well. I'm sorry. That's a side note. But black folks that say that Koreans should not rap black, what they're saying is that Koreans should not rap angrily. So they're actually buying into their own stereotype that they claim they don't like Asians doing. You're basically saying that you agree that the stereotype of an angry black person rapping is actually black rap. That's how you rap like a black person, is when you rap angrily. So I tell you, this is why I advocate for Koreans and Japanese people and whatever else. Who, I don't care what ethnicity you are. If you're rapping, if you're singing R&B, how do you rap black? You know what the answer is? I didn't know the answer at first, but you know what the answer is? You rap, the answer is angrily. That's how you rap black. Angrily. If you rap with anger and you say F that hoe and F that B and da 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 da, I'm a beat this, I beat this. If you rap like that, you're rapping like a black person. If you're rapping with an attitude, a funky attitude, you're upset, you're mad, you sound like you want to unalive somebody, that's rapping black. That's what it is. And it's basically black folks saying that, yeah, they don't even know it. This is them saying, yeah, that's a true stereotype. Uh-oh, dun, 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 plot twist. So anyway, that was a side note. Let me come back. So my thing is, I would love to come to Korea, have a mic in my hand and say, guys, we're going to talk to 10 or 20 Koreans. I'm going to see if I can find some Koreans. And listen, I'm an introvert, so I have a hard time socializing, especially in big crowds of people. I'm not very good at it. But I would push myself so that, because I want the truth. You understand what I'm saying? I want the truth. And yeah, there might have been other people that have done this, but their agenda in doing this might have been different from mine. My agenda is, I want to show that not every Asian person in Asia, starting with South Korea and going on down, not every Asian in Asia wears or dresses the way that they do to parody or to make a mockery or a minstrel show out of black people. That is not true, nor is it disrespectful, but that there's a nuanced approach that a lot of Asians have. Some of these Asian people were like, they act that way naturally, with that black kind of way of acting. And they don't have a reference point for it. But when they hear rap for the first time, or they hear R&B or whatever for the first time, and maybe I should rephrase that. When Asians, that came out of nowhere. When Asians, some Asians, when they wear a certain piece of clothing or they wear a black hairstyle or whatever, some of that is basically like a manifestation of who they actually are as individuals. Like, they, as a child, they might have grown up listening to Music Soul Child, or they liked Stevie Wonder, or they liked Michael Jackson, or they liked Marvin Gaye, or they liked Aretha Franklin, or they liked some of these older black artists from the past, right? They liked let's go to like hip hop. They liked Kool and the Gang, or they liked Cypress Hill, or they liked some of these other, Run DMC, or they liked all this stuff. Okay, that attracted them to what they were basically already attracted to by nature of their personality. But you would think, oh, they're acting black. No, what if that was always their personality, and now they have a reference
wow, okay, so black music speaks to me because that's kind of my personality, is like kind of rough, but also like the way I speak and my cadence, that like that's where it comes from. And now I see, why I'm so attracted to black music or black like styles of dress, attire, even hair styles or whatever, is because that's like my identity as a Korean. And what if we're demonizing even those people and saying that they are also lumped in the category of racists when they actually legit love us and we're too blind to see it? And so I would love to go to Korea and show the differences between those that are racist and those that are not. And show that, guess what? Contrary to popular belief, there is a such thing as what isn't cultural appropriation, what isn't racism, as opposed to what is. Because we've labeled everything as this is racist when it's not. Why do you, sir or ma'am, find bright-skinned men or women attractive? Is it because, and maybe I won't go into leading questions because I don't want their answer to be influenced by my question. I want them to give me the answer themselves without me leading them into that. And so when they give me the answer, I would probably add at that point, a lot of people in the West believe it's because of homogenous society of Korea, because it's based on the colorism standards of back in the days of kings and stuff. Is that true for you? Is that true for the majority of Koreans? And they'll give their opinion. It's not a fact, and they'll give their opinion, but ultimately, at least you're hearing it out of the horse's mouth. And I hope to change people's hearts. Don't be so judgmental and critical of Asians. I would do it in Japan as well. I'll have a translator with me so that I can, if I'm not as proficient in Korean as I would like to be, I'll have a translator. If I'm not as proficient in Japanese as I'd like to be, I'll have a translator, so on and so forth. And we'll do it like that. But I really want to do this. I am passionate about this. I want to dispel this so bad because I'm tired of the West demonizing all Asians and saying they're all racist, they're all colorist because they don't like black people, which is that's a lie. There's Koreans that are married to black people as we speak. Shoot, a Korean and a black person probably got married today, for all I know. And you wouldn't know about it. You wouldn't know about it. So that's not true. And as for the claim of homogenous society, well, Korea is not as homogenous of a society as it used to be. Of course, it still is, but it's not as homogenous. There are foreigners that are marrying Koreans and having kids. It's happening, guys. In Japan, it's even more so happening. So I just, and I know that I have Japanese friends, and my Japanese people don't play that race crap. One thing I will say about Japanese folks, they do not allow people in the West to roll to have them roll over. They don't allow it. They will push back, and I will say I appreciate Japanese people for doing that. Stand up for yourself. Don't let these people tell you that you're like something that you're not, or gaslight and guilt trip you. Don't let them do it. And Japan, they don't let them do it, and I appreciate that. So yeah, right, exactly, Riker. You're a good example of that. You're getting married to a beautiful Korean woman. So there it is, right there. It's happening right now. Look, as we speak, October, guys, October. I'll put it this way. I'll put it this way. If a C-pop group did the Kiss of Life live stream, their company would probably be less likely to make them apologize than a K-pop company would. Yeah, that's yeah. Exactly. But yeah, so like, let me go down. Me and my fiance, yeah, me and my fiance. Uh, ah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Like if Moonlight Antonio as the channel evolved and I was able to have like staff, I would definitely hire your wife to be like a correspondent. That would do you and I'm not trying to say this to crap on other K-pop channels like DK TV and stuff. But I want to be more thorough than even that. I want to be more thorough than even that. I want to go out there and actually talk to people and see their perspectives and understand where their mind is, because not everybody is the same. And to say that all of these people are racist and stuff that are wearing is basically viewing all of those types of people in a monolith. And that's not true of all of them. Of course, some of them were exchange students, as many of us know, and they gravitate towards Black people because, hey, guess what? This is a wild take, but there are some Koreans that rock with Black folks because they act like that. I'm not saying that Black is a personality. I'm saying that the way that Black people are, like how Black people are cool with each other and how Black people speak and stuff, the way like even the Ebonics or whatever, there are Koreans that talk like that, and maybe they were influenced by Black people. Sure, that's probably more likely than not. But is that a negative thing? Should that be seen as a negative thing? Oh, they're parodying Black people. Well, being influenced is not the same thing as parroting, or like making a parody of Black people. So it's like we have to be careful with our language when we address these sorts of things. She would do it. She's so bored at her current job. I would love to hire her. Listen, you know what? If people actually, if I had donors that donated to making my channel an organization type thing, we could book flights and go to Korea. We could do all kinds of stuff. We could actually change how people perceive Korean people, because all of this doom and gloom about colorism and I'm not saying it's not there, but there's a doom and gloom, almost like, how do you say it? Dooming. I think that's how they call it, dooming, when it comes to Asian people. Oh yeah, they're so great. They're so racist, like they're so discriminatory, and that's not the case for everybody. Not everybody. And I just think that one of the biggest reasons why we have these issues because there's a failure to communicate. Black folks just want to yell and black-splain to all the Koreans and all the Asians in general instead of having a conversation. Black people are so in their feelings and their emotions with this stuff that they don't bother to like try and pace themselves and have a conversation. They just want to black-splain at every Asian that they see online. Talk to them, not at them. Maybe we'll get somewhere. But you gotta talk. Gotta have the conversations. You can't just sit here and start spitting and hollering, and screaming, and convulsing and foaming at the mouth. You got to be a little bit better than you just got to be better, man. You got to be better. We all got to be better. And that's why I want to make this channel. I think the dynamic of my channel, that's where I want to go. Ultimately, that's where I want to go. Because I feel like Koreans and Japanese people and all these other Asian groups of people are so misunderstood. And they don't know everything about the history of slavery and Jim Crow and all this stuff. Some of them are doing it out of ignorance, but wearing a do-rag, there is no there. I did a video, and I know I keep referencing these videos, but I reference them for a reason. So because I want you guys to go back and look at them if you haven't. I did a video called The History of the Do-Rag, or at least talking about the history of the do-rag, because people were basically beating down other Koreans for wearing do-rags. Okay? And saying that it's like a cultural appropriation because it's a black piece of clothing. And I talk about the history of the do-rag, much like I did about the history of the Confederate flag. I'm just giving an overall perspective historically. There are people that commented and disagreed. It is what it is. But I gave a historical context to the history of the do-rag. And I really encourage a lot of you to go see that video. I really do. I hope that that video helps you understand. I really do. Because not all Asians wear these things to make fun of us or to belittle us or demean us in any way. But black folks take offense to so much because of all of the stuff that we've been discriminated against in the past. And I'm like, and I'm saying, listen, put the past away. Yeah, no, it's okay to remember it, but carrying the pain of the past is why you hurt so many people. That is why so many people in Asia get hurt. And they end up apologizing for something they have no reason to apologize for. Because you guilt trip them. Because of your pain that you're holding on. It's not even your pain. It's the pain of somebody else from the past. And you feel an obligation to carry that pain and to remind the world of what happened to black people. It's the biggest, greatest virtue signal of all time. We are not there anymore. And I don't want black people to jump down Asian people's throats like that. So I've been, and that's why I say, I've been one of the biggest advocates for Korean people to stand up for yourself. Do not let these people tell you that you're racist if you're not. Now, if you are, hey, we got to talk about it. We have a whole nother conversation, right? That's a whole nother conversation that we need to have, because I want to help you in a kind and respectful manner to understand what racism is and what you're doing to contribute to that. But I'm not going to shout at you, yell at you, spit at you, cuss at you. That ain't going to get us nowhere. We got to do better. Black folks, I hope y'all are listening to me. I don't care if you're pissed off or offended at me or not. We got to do better. Period. We got to stop demonizing a whole ethnic group of people because they find light-skinned people attractive, more attractive in their pursuit of a relationship than darker-skinned people. That does not mean that they don't like black people. That just means they're not attracted to them, and that's okay. And there's no reason why it can't be okay. It's steeped in racism. Be honest. Do you like white people or light-skinned people, or are you attracted only to black people? Because there are black people that are only attracted to their own. Should I then call you racist because you don't like white people? No. So then you can't do that to Asians either. Should I say that your liking of black people exclusively is a foretelling of the history of racism in your country? No, because that could be a false statement of your intentions as to why you are attracted to only black people. So we have. I think the reason why we do this, we just jump the gun and jump to conclusions, because we don't do like if the shoe were on the other foot type thing. If you think of it that way, it might be a little bit easier for you to understand why I advocate the way I do for Asian people. Oh, this black guy's protecting the Asian people from big bad black. No, that's not it. It's just that there are black people, black K-pop stans, or black people in general that will just go and like as soon as they see an Asian person wearing a do-rag, bam, go to attack mode, bam, just eat them up and spit them out. That's not helping. We got to have conversations. Conversations lead to understanding. Lack of conversations and just yelling at folk lead to hurt feelings and offended. And you got people apologizing and don't know exactly what they're apologizing for and don't even agree with what they're apologizing for. But because you made them do it, they did it because they don't want to be seen as something you're calling them. And they're not actually that at all. And I'm telling Asian folks, don't bow to that. Do not let black folks or anybody else tell you that you're something you're not. If you're not, if you know you're not. Sorry, that was a whole rant, but I think y'all understand what I'm trying to say. Basically, my wife has the personality of Twice as Sana and looks kind of like a mix between ITZY's Hyuna and Sohyun from Inmix. Oh wow. Well, future wife, and you may as well call her your wife at this point. I jumped the gun. I'm excited to be able to say wife finally. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Come on now. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with being excited to get married. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Am I in the minority? I don't think I ever had a racial preference. I've dated black and white girls before. I think you and I might be in the minority because I have I like black women, I like white women, I like Asian women, I don't really care about the race, like the ethnicity. I don't care about that at all. I don't care about the color. I don't really care. I really don't. So we might be in the minority. We might. You ain't the only one, buddy. You ain't the only one. I even said on one of my videos that I'm attracted to bright skinned women, and I said, I dare for people to tell me what I am. I dare for people to call me racist against my own people. I dare for people to call me colorist against my own people. Oh, so what's wrong with us black folk? Nothing. I just have a personal preference, attractiveness wise, for lighter skinned people. I like tall women because I'm 6'1". I'm not attracted to shorter women. All right, well, what are you going to say about that? Is there an ist or ism category that you can put me in for that? You're going to make up a shortism category for me for not liking shorter women or not being attracted to shorter women? Just like people aren't attracted to some overweight men or women. People aren't attracted to skinny or slim men or women. People aren't attracted to bald men. People aren't always attracted to men with hair. People aren't attracted to short women with short haircuts. People are attracted to women with long hair. It's personal preference. But when it gets to skin, all of a sudden it's colorism. It just, come on, man. Every girl is taller than me. Nah, you listen, you might be in a wheelchair, brother, but as far as your personality goes, you're quite tall. You're quite tall, brother. There's a confidence to you that I like. Gotta respect that. There's a confidence to you that I appreciate. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And not like I said, not to toot my own horn, but I am a huge advocate for Asian people, and I feel like I might be one of the only people that has advocated as hard as I have, and I will continue to, because I do not appreciate how Asian people are being generalized and categorized and represented. by so many people in the West that don't know like squat, have never had a conversation with multiple Koreans or Japanese or Chinese or Taiwanese, or like nobody. You just assume and believe and then parrot what somebody else said about this group of people. And that breeds racial chaos, racial generalizations, false generalizations, stereotypes that are actually not true. So that's what I wanted to say. Okay. That's what I wanted to say. How long has this live stream been? Let me see. 2 hours, 26 minutes. Yeah. I think it's safe to call it quits here. I don't want to go on too long. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say, guys. I want this channel to be one of those channels that is reliable. Like, you can come to this channel and you know you're going to get nothing but the truth and the facts from people who are dedicated to not presenting a skewed perception of the status quo arguments and belief systems of the everyday American who knows little to nothing about what goes on in the East. I want to give you guys the perspective of a person who has talked to multiple people in the East and have heard all types of stories and belief systems and why they do what they do, why they are attracted to Black, like the way people speak, Black people behavior and rap and R&B, and why are they attracted to this stuff? Do they only see us as just musical commodities, or do they see us as more than that? Do they see us as a people that has a rich culture and respect that culture? You only find out by talking to people. You don't find out by labeling them before you've actually talked to them. That's the biggest problem that I've seen with the internet and with KTube. And I want that to stop. So I want to do that. And if I get big, like, guys, I'm telling you right now, if I really get to make this thing big, I am going to go to Korea. I will have a staff with me. I'll have a crew with me. We will be going around and helping people in the West to see there is more than what you think. And this is based on my belief in humanity. I believe in the Korean people and the Japanese people, and even some Chinese people as well. I believe in Chinese people, not everybody. Like I said, even Korea, Japan, yeah, there's racists, of course. In China, yes. But is that everybody in Korea and Japan and China? No. That's what we're going to do. We're going to find those people. We're going to find the ones that are racist and aren't racist. And we're going to talk to both of them so that people can have two sides and see the difference. We'll have table talk discussions. I want to do that so bad, guys. It is a passion. I really want to do that. I want to have table talk discussions. When I tell you, this will change a lot of people's perception and even change people's lives. I really believe that, because people will stop demonizing a group of people and see them as, okay, there are bad apples in there, but there are also good people too. And not everybody that wears a do-rag or cornrows or dreads or whatever, or wears a certain piece of clothing or whatever, or speaks a certain way that sounds Black, quote unquote, are racist. And man, if I can do that, Moonlight Antonio has accomplished a great feat. You feel me? I hope you feel me. I hope you feel me on that, because I really want to do it. I don't have the means to do it. If this channel was bigger, by God's grace, we could do that. But right now, this channel's struggling a little bit. But if I can do that, guys, I mean, come on, bro. Imagine how many lives would be changed. Imagine how many Koreans, and I'm not saying I'm doing this for that, but I believe that there will be so many Koreans that will feel vindicated by what I've done. That will be like, thank you, Moonlight, for showing people that there are Koreans that wear but are not racist, that speak in a certain way but are not racist. Thank you, Moonlight, for like vindicating us, because we've been called racist and colorist and cultural appropriating bigots for decades, and you just helped us. Like, you cleared our name. I want to do that, and I don't care how many Black people that upsets. I want to do that because I do not want, and it's not even just Black people, guys. Like, I know I harp on the Black community a lot because I'm a part of it, but there are people, there are white folks that also say the same thing. All right, there are Asian American that also say the same thing. Hint, hint, wink, wink. That chick that said that Black music, Korean music, is just Black music that was stolen. They stole the music. They stole the music. They stole it. You know. So I'm taking into account that there's more people than just Black folks. I'm just saying, America and just the West in general, if we can give them a glimpse of something more positive, something that's not just, oh, Korea is so racist, oh, Korea, because that's not true. It's a generalization. That's like saying America's racist, and it's actually not. There's racist folks in America, but America is not inherently racist. There's so much that is on my heart that I want to do for this channel. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to try. And, if I had donors and some stuff like that, I would so do it. What are you talking about, right? I don't know. To me, if they are cute and their personalities are nice, I'm good. I agree. I'm just saying height as like a contributing factor to my being attracted to them. But that does not, like, if there's a shorter chick that I like, and they have everything minus the height, I'd still like them. The height is just like an extra, like, it's like an extra little thing that I, every girl is taller than me. Oh yes. It's funny. My fiance said it's a shame I can't sing because she thinks my personality is fitting for a K-pop idol because I'm so chill. I will hold singing lessons for you so you can sing for your wife. From one amateur to another. Every country has racists. Every country has racists. I don't know why people try to pretend that only some countries do and others don't. And to add to that, not just do they pretend that some countries have it and others don't, but they pretend that a country in of itself is inherently racist in its conception. It is just racist. It's a racist country based on the historicity of the country, not realizing that the majority of nations and countries that we see today that are in existence have a history of racism and slavery and all this other stuff. So it's not just America. To this day, I don't know how you steal music. Well, unless you can actually steal a specific song. Yes, if you can steal a song, you can get copyright. You can get sued for copyright infringement. You can get sued for all that stuff, right? That's the legal way of doing it anyway. Getting sued for copyright infringement and things like that. Just straight up copying a melody or a lyrical thing. Yeah, that's true. How can a piece of a land be racist? I don't know, brother. I'm still wondering about that myself. But this is where we are, you know. This is where we are. But I'm hungry and I'm thirsty and my voice is getting a little weird. It's getting messed up. So I think that'll conclude today. I don't want to do a too long of a stream. I think I've already gone pretty long. 2 hours and 35 minutes, which is actually not bad. Thank you, Riker, for sparing me all of the because the thing is, I may be a introvert, but once we get to talking, I will talk. Like if you entice me with a topic, I'll start to talking and I won't shut up. And you'll have me here for another 3 hours. And I can't be here for another 3 hours. I can't do it. But again, But again, the only way you could make that argument is if you say that Black music writers are too dumb to know it's stolen. Yeah, that and the fact that it's like you have Black producers and songwriters that are writing these songs and producing the music for these K-pop groups. Oh, come on. I have 40 topics to just no. I can't. I have to live my life, Riker. You can't keep me from living my life. You have to let me live. You have to let me live, brother. But yeah, I mean, like, you've got Black songwriters and producers that are writing and producing music for these K-pop groups. Are you then saying that they are ignorantly doing it? They are unknowingly falling into the trap of having their music stolen, which is dumb. You can't say that in good conscience. It doesn't make sense. They're writing and producing this music for Koreans, for Japanese people, for whoever. Come on, man. Come on, man. My ADHD won't win today. I love you, brother. I love you. That you truly are my brother from another mother, for real. You act like one of my siblings. You act like one of my siblings. Like, yeah. I hope I meet you one day. You and your wife. I hope I meet both of y'all. And I hope one day I can get, this channel to a place where I can employ you both. I think that'd be great. You guys would that be great? Come on now. Okay, one thing before you go. Okay, yeah, well, what is it? What is it, Riker? Go ahead and lay it on me. It's also another thing to say, like, they're being coerced. Like, you would have to argue that Black producers and songwriters are being coerced into making this music for these Asian folks. Like they're being held at gunpoint or something, like I said before. And that's not happening, guys. That's not happening. So it's not stolen. You cannot steal genres. Genres are exclusive to everyone, or should I say inclusive to everyone. There's no exclusivity there. Genres are to be passed around and spread around and adopted and adapted and inspired and influenced. They're supposed to do that. That's the point of genres. And if you limit a group of people based on their ethnicity from doing other genres, then guess what? That's internalized racism on your end. That's something you might want to think about, guys, for those of you who that applies to. Next stream's topic suggestion could be, why do K-pop fans not understand or like context? Help so give me like give me what you mean by that, because I'm following you on that, and I think that's a great topic. And I actually that let me just let me just there we go. Because that is a good topic, and I do want to that is a really good topic. Why do K-pop fans not like context? It's actually a very good topic. Actually, you know what? Let me do it this way. There we go. Yes, right there. Right there. Perfect. Done. I think that it, yeah, give me like example, because I can think of something myself, like context as far as like when it comes to like Asians wearing certain things, like what's the context behind wearing. I think you might be thinking about something else. I mean, specifically in the case of cases like the Leo or the shirt contract. Yes. Yes. That's okay. Gotcha. Why do K-pop fans not understand or like context? Yeah, that makes sense. So like in terms of like Trainee Leo and people like people like that. The shirt controversy, the Confederate flag. Yeah. I think that's, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. But I would also, I'd start that off by saying that, you know, I think culture influences these sorts of decisions. Why context doesn't matter when it benefits them. Culture, I think, is a big influence on that being a determining factor. Context only plays a role when it's suitable for a group of people, you know, having that to play a role. But when it's not suitable, they dismiss context because they have this racial, ethnic issue. And I think that, like I said, that's a cultural issue, and that cultural issue is probably something that will definitely tie into that conversation. So I'm gonna try to make a script for that, and I'm gonna do it on the live stream, and of course I'll turn it into a video and do it that way. I think that'll be good. But it could stand for any it could stand for any controversy you want to use. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it covers a litany of things. We can do that. I just thought of that topic idea and had to say it before you go. Okay. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. Next topic of conversation will be this topic here. Next topic, this where is it? This topic here. I can do that, no problem, because I think that's something we don't talk about as much. It's known that they don't like context, but this is a why question, and that's something that I will have to like do a deep search and understand. I like that. Okay, now you may go. Oh, thank you, Your Grace. Thank you, Your Grace. I appreciate that. Thank you, Your Highness. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Your Grace, if I may be so humble as to also say, hopefully you liked the live stream and all that good stuff. Thank you, Your Grace. Just a small token of your appreciation. Thank you, Your Grace. Thank you, Your Highness, for formally dismissing me from your presence. Oh, great one. Oh, great holy one. Thank you. Uh, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. This was great. I really like this format. So yes, you did. Yes. Oh, great one. Oh, great. Oh, great. Thank you guys. And thank you to Mama Moonlight for the $19 super chat. Love you too. Like I said, thank you so much. I appreciate that a ton. Thank you. Oh, thank you. All right, guys. Thank you to everyone showing up. I will catch you guys in the next video, which will be a edited down version of the conversation we had on the live stream about the Confederate flag, so that everyone can get it and not just those that were in the live stream. And also, because the live stream was littered with loud music, everyone will be able to understand what I'm saying this time. Yay! Okay, so that will be out soon. So I'm working on that. Don't worry, it'll be out. And then I have some other stuff that I'm going to be working on as well. Of course, eventually we will get back to the BTS analysis videos. We'll get back to the K-pop analysis videos in general. Before that, I'll probably do Tell Me Where the Line Is part 3 and 4. And then maybe we'll work our way there. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. Love y'all. See y'all in the next live stream or video, whichever one comes first. And till then, I'll catch you guys later. All right. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Peace.